I hate crowds. And anybody who knows me knows the reason why. I'm not going to go on to that here. But I hate crowds. I hate loud, pushy... I hate loud, pushy people. Hello. So I generally don't go to stage doors. That and the fact that I get really annoyed with fans. Now, I know that's probably controversial to think say, and I apologise if I offend anybody, but I'm all for like meeting people you admire and meeting people that you're fans of. I'm all for that. But when you go past the line of being an admiring fan to somebody who screams and grabs at people and goes beyond the line, then it really aggravates me and I get really angry. So I tend to not go to the stage door for the pure fact that I usually want to end up killing people. But I kind of something before I got to the show, when I'd got to London and dropped my bags off, I was going to go meet my friend in Leicester Square, and I thought, well, I'll walk. It's not worth me getting a taxi or getting a tube or anything, 'cause it's not that far. So I put the sat nav on my phone, the walking sat nav, and followed it, and it took me like round some back street. No idea where I was, and I was walking along this back street called Maiden Lane, I think it is, and my phone rang, so I stopped and answered it, and it was my mum. Now my mum knows London better than I do. It's quite unnerving as to, she doesn't know the West Midlands and she doesn't know Wolverhampton at all, and she's lived here for 50 odd years. London, however, she knows like the back of her hand, and I to a degree have inherited that. So she rang me and she was like, "Oh, you okay? You got there? You've got your bags, where are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm in Maiden Lane or something like that." And she went, "Oh, I know where that is. It runs parallel to the Strand." And I went, "Probably. I don't know. I've gone a long way round." She says, "Oh yeah, that's right behind where you're going to go and see Love Never Dies tonight." And I went, "Is it?" And she went, yeah. Well, I kind of looked around and looked to the building that I was stood outside, and lo and behold, I was outside the stage door of the Adelphi where Love Never Dies runs, which was really odd because I hadn't intended to go that way at all. Didn't even know where the stage door was. There was a big sign saying stage door and some bloke standing outside with a programme in his hand. I thought, right, okay. And that to me was a sign. I didn't hang around there because obviously I was going to go meet my friend, who he turned out being an hour late. Turned out that he was an hour late. So I could have hung around, but I thought, no, I'll carry on to Leicester Square. And part of me wanted to go to the stage door after the show on the evening, but obviously said, because I generally don't do stage doors because I get really annoyed and I don't like the crowds and the pushiness and the... I mean, I went to a stage door for Michael Ball in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang years and years ago, and I ended up with a black eye because some fan was so excited that Michael was there that she wasn't looking what she was doing, and she had her camera on like a strap on her wrist, and as she clapped, the camera came back and hit me in the face, and I ended up with a black eye. And she just looked at me and laughed, and that kind of symbolised to me everything I needed to know about fans. They generally will step over dead people to get to where they want to be, and that's fine if that's what they want to do, but it really aggravates me. So I don't generally go to stage doors. But something in me wanted to go to the Love Never Dies stage door. I wanted to, even if I just kind of stood back in the shadows and watched Ramin come out and saw, see how he interacts with people. I'm a great people watcher, and I quite like watching people and knowing and seeing what kind of person they are. So I went to Leicester Square, came back, saw the show, and at the very end of the show I thought, you know what, just go round to the stage door. If it's busy, if it's crammed, you can carry on and get back to your hotel. But when I got there was only about 6 people there. And I thought, oh, well, hang around for a bit, because I know that anyone who plays the Phantom, there's quite a delay in them coming out, because obviously they've got to get all the prosthetics off and make themselves look vaguely human. And so I kind of hung around, and Joseph Milson came out, and I vaguely just remember him wandering out, and nobody really spoke to him, and I felt really bad. And he kind of stood in front of me, and I kind of just went... And he kind of looked at me and went, hello. And I wish I hadn't got a pen with me, and I could have kicked myself. I was thinking about running all the way to the newsagents to buy a pen to run all the way back, but I was wearing killer heels and probably would have broken my neck. So because I would have got Joseph and that to sign my programme, but I hadn't got a pen, so I kind of just grinned at Joseph Milson, and I think he just looked at me and went, oh, hello, and carried on walking. And then I think, I can't remember her name, Lauren, is it? The one who plays the squeaky one who swings around on a bar, she came out, and then the bald bloke with like the doodles on his head, he came out, and then I think Celia Graham came out, and there was still only about 6 people there, and hang around, but I might as well wait for Ramin to come out. The next thing, I mean, I wasn't even like at the front of the queue. There was just like a little huddle of about 6 people and some crazy old man standing next to me. And the next thing I knew, Ramin came out and just kind of walked out, and I was like,